The moment I locked eyes with him, the world shifted beneath me. It was a fleeting glance across the candlelit reception hall, but it held me captive, unraveling something inside me I hadn't even realized was wound so tightly. I should have looked away, should have buried whatever emotion flickered in my chest. But I didn't. Not even as my daughter twirled across the dance floor in her ivory gown, the embodiment of youthful love and hope. Not even as guests clinked their glasses, urging the newlyweds to kiss. My heart pounded against my ribs, a foreign, almost terrifying rhythm. I forced myself to exhale and turned my attention back to the scene before me. My daughter, Claire, was radiant, her husband, James, utterly devoted. It should have been a perfect evening, unmarred by anything but joy. But then I saw him again. He stood near the edge of the dance floor, his posture poised yet relaxed, an amused expression softening the sharp angles of his face. His eyes, deep and unreadable, flickered to mine before drifting away as though the connection had never happened. But it had. And I was drowning in it. I clutched the stem of my champagne flute, feeling the delicate glass tremble between my fingers. My breath caught as realization set in. What the hell am I doing? This was my daughter's wedding, not some chance for me to indulge in reckless fantasies. I was 52, a widow for nearly a decade, and I had long accepted that romance, true, soul-deep romance, was a chapter of my life long since closed. Then why did it feel like something had just begun? Mom? Claire's voice broke through the noise in my head. She was smiling, her hands still intertwined with James's. Aren't you going to dance? I opened my mouth to protest, to tell her that my days of dancing were over, but before I could, someone extended a hand toward me. May I? My breath hitched. It was him. I looked up, meeting those enigmatic eyes once more, my pulse betraying me with its uneven cadence. His lips curved into the faintest smile, and suddenly, the world shrank. It was just the two of us, suspended in a moment neither of us had planned for. I hesitated. Then, slowly, I placed my hand in his. His fingers closed around mine, warm, firm, real, and in that instant, I knew. This was not just a dance. This was the beginning of something I couldn't stop. As his hand settled on my waist, a shiver ran through me, though the room was warm with the glow of chandeliers and the buzz of conversation. The music swelled, a slow and mournful melody, and suddenly, I was aware of everything, the way his palm pressed against the small of my back, the gentle but deliberate pull of his hand guiding mine, the scent of cedar and something distinctly him that lingered in the space between us. I swallowed hard. I don't think we've met, I said, my voice barely audible above the music. No, he admitted, tilting his head slightly. I suppose we haven't. His lips quirked, as if he found this amusing, as if the very act of speaking his name aloud would change something. The hesitation unsettled me, and yet, I found myself holding my breath. I'm Daniel, he finally said. Daniel. The name settled in my chest like a secret I wasn't meant to know. Elizabeth, I offered. Claire's mother. A flicker of something passed through his expression, understanding, recognition. He knew who I was. The realization sent a fresh wave of unease through me. And you? I asked cautiously. Are you a friend of the groom? Daniel exhaled a quiet laugh, something knowing hidden beneath it. Something like that, he said. I narrowed my eyes, trying to read between the lines. But before I could press further, he spun me effortlessly, forcing me to surrender to the movement, to him. My heart pounded against my ribs. I hadn't danced in years, not like this, not with a man who made my body forget my age and my heart forget my reason. My mind raced through possibilities. Was he an old college friend of James's? A distant cousin? The way he carried himself, confident but careful, made me doubt he was some casual acquaintance. He knew me, or at least of me. And yet, his touch wasn't hesitant. If anything, it was the opposite, assured, like a man who had waited too long for something and wasn't willing to waste another second. "Why do I feel like I should know who you are?" I asked, my voice quieter now, almost afraid of the answer. He studied me, his gaze flickering over my face as if memorizing every detail. "Because some part of you already does," he murmured. A chill ran down my spine. Before I could respond, the song ended. The loss of his touch was immediate, almost painful. I took a step back, suddenly desperate for distance. "I should." "Elizabeth." My name on his lips stopped me. There was something raw in his expression now, something unspoken and urgent. "I didn't come here for him," he admitted. My breath caught. "I came for you." The floor beneath me may as well have disappeared. The room faded, the guests, the laughter, even my own daughter's wedding, because in that moment, only one thing mattered. Who was Daniel? And why did I feel like I was about to break all the rules just to find out? I felt weightless and unsteady, as if I had stepped off solid ground into an abyss I didn't yet understand. Daniel's words echoed in my mind. "I didn't come here for him. I came for you." It was absurd. It was impossible. And yet, something inside me whispered that it was true. I opened my mouth to speak, to demand an explanation, but before I could, Claire's laughter rang through the reception hall, grounding me back in reality. I tore my gaze from Daniel's, my pulse racing. This is my daughter's wedding. This is not my moment. I took a step back, putting distance between us. "I don't understand," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. Daniel exhaled, running a hand through his dark hair. For the first time, I saw uncertainty in his expression, hesitation, maybe even regret. "You're not supposed to," he admitted. "Not yet. Not yet." I shook my head, my body thrumming with unspoken questions. "Then tell me now." He hesitated for only a second before he stepped closer, lowering his voice. "I knew your husband, Elizabeth." My stomach dropped. He saw the shock in my eyes and continued carefully. "Not well. Not personally. But I worked with him. Years ago." I felt a chill creep over me. My late husband, Michael, had been gone for nearly 10 years, a car accident that had shattered our world. He had been a brilliant man, respected, devoted to his work and family. But his job had always been somewhat of a mystery to me. He worked in finance, had traveled frequently, and had carried the weight of something I had never fully understood. "What do you mean you worked with him?" I asked, my voice laced with suspicion. Daniel hesitated again, and I knew, whatever he was about to say would change everything. "Michael wasn't just in finance," he said. "He was involved in something complicated. I was part of that world for a long time, and when he died, there were things left unresolved. Things that led me to you." My head spun. "You're saying his death wasn't an accident?" Daniel's jaw tightened. "I'm saying that there's more to the story than you know." My hands trembled at my sides. 10 years of grief, of accepting his loss, of trying to move forward, had it all been built on a lie? But why now? I whispered. "Why come to me now?" Daniel looked at me with an intensity that made my knees weak. "Because for the last 10 years, I've tried to forget you." The air in my lungs vanished. He stepped even closer, his voice softer now. "I met you once, Elizabeth. Years ago. Before Michael died. It was brief, a passing moment, but it stayed with me. I never acted on it, never thought I would see you again. But when I started looking into his past, when I realized you might be in danger, I couldn't stay away." Danger. I swallowed hard, my world unraveling at the seams. "Are you saying?" "I don't know how deep it goes," Daniel admitted. "But I do know this, I didn't just come here to warn you. I came here because I had to see you again." The truth settled between us, heavy and undeniable. A part of me knew I should walk away. that this was too much, too soon, too complicated. But another part of me, the part that had felt numb for too long, wanted to know what it meant to feel alive again. The music swelled, and somewhere in the distance, my daughter laughed again, wrapped in her own love story. For the first time in a decade, I wondered if maybe, just maybe, I was allowed to have one, too. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel and enjoy these other amazing stories.